7 o'clock on Christmas Day. My Christmas Day started at 3 o'clock when I woke up to check whether it was Christmas Day, and 4 o'clock when I woke up to check whether it was Christmas Day, and 5 o'clock when I woke up to check whether it was Christmas Day, because I have small children and the start of Christmas Day is something that you want to be awake for, and I was awake for. One of them woke up at 6:30, but I thought I would pop up and share some little bits about being autistic at Christmas. When I first typed publicly about being autistic, I put an album on Facebook called Spectrum Shards, where I shared just these very little pieces of the experience, and I was thinking of 3 little shards from today. So Christmas Day is lovely, and I am a massive fan of Christmas, of the decorations. I've been dressed in Christmas outfits for the whole of December. So when I say that Christmas Day is difficult, I don't mean it as a diss to Christmas Day. It just is difficult because it's an out of routine day, and for the last 2-3 Christmases I've actually worked on Christmas Day, partly because I had a lot of work to do, but it wasn't, I think some people would have looked at that and thought, what's the point in doing 2 hours of work on Christmas Day? That's really, shoddy of her, you could have done that at another time. But it wasn't so much that I needed that 2 hours, it was because having that much work on my plate was really stressful, and I couldn't deal with extra stress. And the change of a not going to work day, when ordinarily the day involves going to work, was more stress than the 2 hours of work would have been. But it's a day off plan, and I manage that as an autistic person with low support needs. I manage that by making little mini plans in my head, and so I call it my now and next. This is what I'm doing now, and this is what I'm doing next. And I orientate myself through the day by knowing what's happening now and knowing what's happening next. And so this morning, the first thing we did was the children opened their stockings. And then my next on my list was I was going to have a shower and put my clothes on. And I waited in that sort of, they open their stockings and then they're playing with the stuff in their stockings. And you can imagine that if I was like, right, your stockings are open, mummy's going to shower now, that's not very fun or very festive. So I'm being casual, and I waited, and then I thought, no, I need to do mine next, because now we've done stockings is finished, next a shower. And I went up and I had a shower, and as I was putting my clothes on and tying my hair up, my in-laws rang to talk to us on the phone, and they are lovely human beings and it's nice to talk to them on the phone. And my husband shouted, you need to be downstairs to talk to them. But I hadn't finished putting my clothes on, tying my hair up, and I was thinking I can get my clothes on in time. But my next had been to do all of that. I was going to have a shower, put my clothes on, tie my hair up, and then that bit of next was finished. And I did I was sort of pleased with myself, because I realised actually if I interrupt this and go down and talk to them on the phone, I'll be so stressed by that interruption to what I thought was happening next that it'll make the rest of the day hard. And so I actually stayed. My husband just said, oh, Joe's still upstairs in the shower. I stayed, I did the whole of that, and then whilst I was doing that I was telling myself, next it is talking to your in-laws on the phone. I hadn't known that that was part of the day, so I had to factor that one in quite quick. But that change of plans and the things being out of plan and then plans changing on the hoof is something that I can feel in my body as stress. Like I can feel the change in my blood pressure and stuff like that, and I'm somebody who can manage it. So you might, if you have autistic family members, you might have experienced that to different levels and degrees today. So another thing I wore today, my husband's been calling it my Christmas cheerleader outfit because it's like a Christmas jumper that has like a bit of a skirt on it, and it does sort of look like American Cheer Squad. It gives off Cheer Squad vibes, and it's red and white, and I normally wear brown and teal, and so I don't have a lot of tights that go with red and white. Like most people have loads of black tights. I haven't got loads of black tights because I rarely wear the colour black, but I have got a pair of black tights with hearts, and I thought, well, Christmas love, these are the tights to wear with this. I don't think they're necessarily the right answer, but those are the tights that I've got for wearing with it. And the Christmas dress is the right thing to wear, and this thing, this is one of the shards in the original album, is having the right things to wear to the right occasions. So this is the Christmas dress. The Christmas dress goes to be worn, and then the tights have to be worn with it. But the tights have got seams across the toes, and like if I'd been counting spoons today, the number of spoons I've spent today on just wearing those seams across my toes, just ridiculous. It's been so, like, I haven't wanted to take them off because they were the right tights to wear, but it has been so hard to wear those tights all day. And then, again, I'm an autistic person with low support needs. I found that difficult, and I can feel how difficult it is to me, but I haven't said it to anybody, I haven't expressed it to anybody, apart from you, apart from the whole, like, wide world. But if you have an autistic person in your family, that's something that you might have experienced today, especially if they've been expected to wear clothes that are not their normal. This is all, I'm just realising, this would have been really useful stuff to say before Christmas, wouldn't it? Maybe this will be useful to you next Christmas. Yeah, so wearing the seams across my toes, wearing different clothes has been a tricky thing today. And then a not tricky thing, I am about to sit down and eat 4 crackers with Marmite on, 2 with peanut butter and Marmite, 2 just with Marmite and butter, and watch the TV programme. And I will be watching exactly the same TV programme that I watch every day, and my 4 crackers with Marmite is what I eat every day when the children go to bed. There's a whole kitchen out there of fancy Christmas food. I'm not eating that. And the joy that I get out of being allowed to eat my own food at a time when there's this kind of social expectation that you will eat and enjoy this other, different food is brilliant. And I don't know, if you have an autistic family member, they might have got to experience this joy today because they might have been allowed their regular food despite you all enjoying Christmas dinner, or they might have had the reverse where all the regular food is gone and you're expected to eat. And like, I like individually, apart from the sprouts, I like the elements of Christmas dinner, but I don't like the thought that this is the dinner that I have to eat. I don't like the size of this. There's a lot about the precise combination of this is a family gathering and this is the food you will eat and this is how much of the food that you will eat that I do not like. But as a grown-up who is in charge of her household, I can go, this is your Christmas dinner, I am going to be having these 4 crackers, and it's a fabulous thing. So yeah, those are my 3 little shards. The change in the routine and the change in changing the routine. Those little now and next are so needed in order to be present. Wearing of difficult clothes takes so much. It's like if you had to do your whole Christmas day wearing headphones with somebody just screaming at you into your headphones all day, you would be a bit like on this, and that's what wearing those tights is like. And then the liberation from having to eat the expected things and being allowed to do the normal routine, being allowed to eat the normal things, that's autistic bliss. So I wish you all for next Christmas, because I've been no use to you this Christmas because I didn't think of this beforehand. I would have been more used to myself if I had thought of this beforehand. But I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. I've had a lovely Christmas. I'll see you on the other side.